Benjamin, you have a new adventure. There's a new museum, in a way, in Lisbon. What's the aim of this new institution?
It's a new museum, but it's also an old museum. It's a museum that was opened in 1983 and was one of the most important venues for contemporary art in Lisbon. Mm-hmm. It closed in 2020 and was entirely redesigned further to a competition which was won by Kengo Kuma, a Japanese architect, working hand in hand with a landscape architect called Vladimir Jurovic, because the foundation acquired a plot of land that was right south of the building. And so this called for a complete reformulation of the way people will access the building, because they will access the buildings from the south instead of accessing it from the north. So the whole facade had to be rethought, the whole garden had to be redesigned. So we're reopening a new building, but it's with an old building within the new building, and the same way we're opening this new building with an old building inside, we're opening a new institution with an old institution inside.
Which aim is?
Which aim is really to be artist-centric and really, really focus on supporting the artist as much as we can to produce the most compelling works. We're right in the middle of a Leonora Antunes installation that she made specifically for this site, and this is the kind of work that we want to do. She's also selected works from our collection, exclusively works by women artists. So she sheds completely new light on the collection, and this sort of like sums up the kind of approach we want to have.
International?
Of course.
So not Portuguese or Brazil-centered? Well,
Brazil is not Portugal, is it? Brazil is part of a Luso culture, but it's a very, very different type of country.
But shall you have Chinese artist or French artist or American
just on the
artist?
other side of the building, we have two works by two Japanese artists, one Go Watanabe, the other one Yasuhiro Morinaga. Mm-hmm. We also have a video screening room called H-Box, which was designed by Didier Faustino and houses works by artists like Chao Fei, like Wang Zhongwei, like
So
Omar
it's completely open?
Of course.
So in the international landscape, what's the aim of this museum?
Well, we want to be part of the general circuits of places that people visit when they travel.
And there's a collection?
There is a very large collection of 12,000 objects, primarily Portuguese art, but also a lot of British art, because at some point the foundation decided to acquire works by British artists. There's also a few works by Middle Eastern artists.
And you still buy?
Of course, yeah, we're still buying. We're still buying and also very much involved with the idea of commissioning new work. So downstairs, for instance, there's a work by a young Portuguese artist Portuguese-American artist actually, called Gabriela Brantes. It's a new video installation, and this is the kind of thing we want to keep doing. When I said artist-centric, this is what I meant. I really, really want to make sure that this institution is very close to the artist. And at the same time, we really need to think about how we're going to cater to as many people as possible as an audience, because art without an audience doesn't make any sense.
For sure. And for example, all the work here in this incredible exhibition, do all that belong to you?
No. We're going to acquire part of the installation, but not all of it.
And the next exhibition here will be?
So, very different. Part of another strand of programming that we started a few years ago, which is to put together a modern master in dialogue with a contemporary artist. And in this case, we will have a dialogue between Adriana Varejão and Paula Rego.
Obrigada.
De nada.